Hey everyone, in this video we're going to build a multi-modal RAG system using Chroma, using all open source models and embeddings. I guess this is something new, so let's just dive right into the code. When we run this code, we have some images, as you can see, the computer, a cat, a dog, and robot data. When we run this, it automatically scans this directory and creates a chromadb database. Everything's done automatically, and then we can query this. Let's first take a look. We have a cat image, computer image, a dog image, and some robot data stuff. If we type in a cat, we actually get the distances. So cat is the shortest distance. So actually it resulted in cat being on the top. We can search for computer. And as you can see, computer now actually comes up on top. We can search for dog. We search for dog, then dog comes up. We can search for animal, and then dog and cat comes up. Let's say technology, and then computer and robot data comes out on top. We can also use an image query. This is a command that is going to use an image that you place under the query image folder. It's currently a cat, and when we do that, the cat comes out on top. So it means you can query this multimodal database with text and images, and you can also have a combination of both images and text. Although in my experience, when you mix them up, it doesn't give a great results. So the bottom line is you upload anything you like. The images you like here is PNG. It auto detects the IDs that goes into ChromaDB by the file names, and then it will automatically load it into ChromaDB. If we, for example, delete an image and rerun this script, it will actually remove whatever image has been deleted. You can also add more images here. Everything will be dealt with automatically. Now that we search for dog comes up on top, but as you can see, the computer has been removed as we've deleted it. So it's pretty automated and it works well. Now, code files for this project will be my 1000x MasterClass, along with a very detailed live commentary coding walkthrough on how I coded this from start to finish. Towards the end of this video, I'll actually put a preview of this part of the video, part of the walkthrough, if you want to check that out. But 1000x MasterClass currently has 11 live coding walkthroughs to build a universal chat app, cursor deep dive, persona generator, memory extractor, and building an XJS app using Versal AI SDK. So if you do become a patron, you will have access to the code files for all this, along with their video walkthroughs. But now we are actually going to review the code here in this video. But if you'd like to see the coding walkthrough, feel free to visit the 1000x Masterclass. Link will be in the description. Now, before doing the review, I do want to give props to this gentleman, Adam Lucek. This is where I first heard about the multi-modal rag. He has some pretty cool videos. Do check him out. So we are importing the OpenCLIP embedding function from chromadb utils. This uses the open source clip embeddings, and the requirements for this is chromadb and OpenCLIP torch. ChromaDB automatically installs NumPy and Pillow and some other stuff that you need. And when you first run this script, so open source models will be downloaded to your computer, just so you know. And we define the embedding function as OpenCLIP embedding function. Then we import the image loader and then initialize the data loader as the image loader. And then we import ChromaDB, NumPy, because we pass the image data to our vector DB as a NumPy array, and then Pillow image from Pillow, just so we can load images. We create a persist directory, and we use the persistent client from ChromaDB with the persist directory, so this will all be saved into your local machine. We define a collection name, and then when the script runs, it checks if this collection exists. If it exists, it gets the collection by that name, also using the same embedding function. Otherwise, you're going to get embedding dimensions mismatch error. If it doesn't exist, we create it with the collection name using the embedding function and then the data loader. And then we get the list of image files in the documents directory. We also get the list of text files in the documents directory. Like I said, this also works with text files. Let me actually demonstrate it as well. Here I have the documentation.txt for this particular code, actually. So when you download it, you'll have access to that too. But I just copied it here. So now when I run this again, this will automatically detect the text files in the documents directory as well, along with its name, and it's going to use the name as the ID that it inserts into chromadb with. Like let's search for doc. When I search for doc, documentation comes out on top with the minimum distance. But the important thing is that this was inserted here and the script automatically took care of it because it not only checks for image files that end with PNG only, though you can modify it to deal with JPEG and other things. It also deals with text files. I would like to take a moment to talk about the benefits of becoming a patron. As some of you may know, in the last year and a half, I've spent 3,000 hours, over 300 projects as a patron. You will have access to all the code files so you can get inspiration and iterate quickly. Another benefit is that you'll have access to all my courses. And my most recent and most proud one, the 1000x MasterClass, teaching what I've learned on how to code fast and efficiently. Also the Streamlit course and the Fast API course. In my Patreon, I also have tiers in which you can connect with me one-on-one. Check those out as well. And then it extracts the IDs. It creates a list of IDs to insert in the ChromaDB by the names of the documents. So it's convenient like that. And then we load and add each file. If it's ID'd, it doesn't exist in the collection. So we loop over the files to add. We check check if the file ID is not already in the collection. Then we get the image path and then open it with image from pillow, turn it into a NumPy array, and then add it like this as the file IDs, as the file names. And then here are the images as an array. This adds it to ChromaDB. If the file is a text, then we deal with that the same way and then add it, but this time as documents instead of images. So we deal with image files and then we deal with text files. Otherwise, if it already exists in our collection, then we print a message. Then we actually check for deleted files because you can delete files from here as well. And then when you do that, we get the IDs and then we remove them one by one from the collection. So you can add additional documents here. You can also delete. So just for testing purposes. Anyway, then we start a chat loop and we take in a user query. This query can be any text, but it can also include a command called image query. If you call this command, then it will actually check the image that is in the query image folder, and it will perform a search using that. If it's exit, break out of it. Otherwise, we have a query text. If the query text is image query, then we get the folder, we get the image files from there. You can actually perform multiple searches. This script is designed to query one image or one text query at a time. And if there are images that you have in the query image, which we have, then we get the path, we open it, turn it into an NumPy array, and then we query with that image. This time we use the query images. As you remember before, we used documents or images. Anyway, so we query with query images, otherwise no query image is found. And if we are doing a text query, then we use query texts here. And then we extract the shortest distances, which are the most relevant search results. Along with their IDs, we sort it, zip it, and then create a list, and then using this for loop, print it with the ID and distance as we see right here. So this is pretty cool. You can actually play around with it. ChromaDB doesn't recommend using persistent client for production use cases. For that, you probably want to use just a client with persist true and the persist directory, but this was more convenient, I thought. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, at the end of the video, there will be a preview of the coding walkthrough that is present in my 1000x masterclass. I highly recommend it. I have spent over 3,000 hours building over 300 projects, and I try to teach everything I've learned on how to code fast using Cursor and AI assistants. These projects use Cursor IDE, but you can replicate the same things that I'm doing with the prompts by copy pasting with ChatGPT or Opus user web UI. Thank you for watching. So in this episode of 1000x Masterclass, we're going to build a multimodal RAG system. I just went to trychroma.com. Apparently they have a multimodal stuff now. I'm just going to go to learn, and here I find myself in the docs. And then from here on out, we're just going to copy some of these examples. I already created a new project called Multimodal Rag from scratch. Let's create a main.py file. Let's initialize our terminal. You can start your terminal here. Anyway, let's create first of all, a conda environment. Let's conda deactivate my current environment. And then let's Control K in the terminal, create a new, actually, I think I know the command, conda create -n, say multi-modal. Let's just name it like that. And then we say Python equals 3.10. I just like to use a few version behind just because some stuff is not compatible with the latest version, but they should create a multimodal conda environment with Python 3.10, unless I'm mistaken. Okay, it's going to ask us if you want to continue. We're going to say yes. Okay, our environment has been created. We can copy this command and enter it. Now we're in multimodal environment. Also, let's do Control-Shift-P and then select in Python interpreter. So our IDE in general is pointing to this environment. If you don't see this, you can do a sideways chevron or arrow, whatever, and type in interpreter. Find the select Python interpreter. Your newly created environment may not appear here, so you can refresh it. In my case, it appeared, but let's refresh anyway and select this environment. And let's copy the first piece of code here. So this uses OpenCLIP embedding. So everything here is open source. Let's paste this in, and we're going to see that chromadb is not defined. So to install chromadb, let's say pip install chromadb. Let's do a Google search. I always like to double check with PyPy. Proper way to install. This is how we install chromadb. Let's go ahead and install it. Made a mistake. Paste this here and install it. And also we're going to have to create a requirements.txt file with chromadb. This has to match how you installed as with pip. Let's see what version we are installing, and we can add it here once it's done. Okay, it installed. We can say pip show chrome should show the version number. We just copy this, put it here. And we got our first requirement set. Okay, let's move on to what we do next here. We are going to copy this. These are data loaders. It is an automatic image loader, so that's nice. So our embedding function is going to be OpenCLIP embedding function, and image loader comes from chromadb as well. What else? Multimodal collections. All right, so this is going to create a collection. Let's put it here. So when we run this, let's quickly run this and see what happens. When we run this, I believe chromadb is going to create a folder here. I think. Okay. All right. So we see we're missing the OpenCLIP torch. So we're going to install this by running this command. We also going to put this into our requirements. Once it's done, we're going to pick the pip show this library and write its version number. Okay, this was installed. We can also do pip list and just scroll and find this. We are looking for OpenCLIP torch. This is the version number. Copy it, paste it here. And now we're done with the second requirement. Let's run this again. And like I said, this should create a new folder and stuff, some kind of chromadb initialization. Running this takes a moment because it's important, quite a lot of stuff. Okay, actually nothing happened when we ran this. Let me refresh. Okay, so let's just continue with the code snippet. So this was creating a collection, adding data. So we can add data, multimodal collection. So by specifying data modality, as you can see, this can add images. Let's copy this. Let's put it here. So we have it. Let me grab an image and paste it here. Okay, I pasted this image, so now we have at least one image to work with. Let's rename this to one.png. And here, I believe, okay, so this accepts a list of NumPy arrays representing images. Let's do Control A and then Control K and ask, we have one.png and we need to add it as a NumPy array to our collection. Let's see if this will figure it out for us. We are using GPT-4o. Okay, it's going to use NumPy plus pill. So we need to add these to our requirements. Let's just go ahead and pillow. Let's see. Let's see how we pip install pillow. This was the end of our video, but I'd like to talk quickly about my AutoStreamer version 3 project. AutoStreamer version 3 is a PyQt powered PyInstaller packaged Python project that I came up with. It uses your OpenAI API key to create course websites such as this one in real time. This is also deployed at Railway and including with audio.
The elif clause. In Python,
so you have quite a lot of choices, such as 6 different voice choices and over 50 languages that you can choose from. You can choose light or dark theme. When you go here to generate courses, you just enter a course that you would like to generate. For example, we just did permaculture basics, and I can pick how many chapters I'd like to generate, and I'm just going to go ahead and generate it real quick. This shouldn't take too long. Our curriculum was created successfully. I can go into view course outline and search for that permaculture. And as I can see, ethics and principles, design methods and tools, and practical applications. I can then actually select this course outline and continue to generate the course created in light mode. And then the website will launch automatically and will be created for you in real time. And you can record it as I'm doing right now, or actually live stream it. It's really up to you. And once it begins, we'll be able to
Ethics
pause
of
or
care
stop
for the
streaming.
earth. Permaculture revolves around 3 core ethics, one of which is the care for the earth. This ethic.
I'm going to go ahead and pause it. If I were to let this run, then this entire course will be generated live and I can listen to it live. I'm going to go ahead and stop. And if I were to let this course be generated, then it'll be under my view and launch generated courses. For example, I just created a course called Financial Basics for. Let's go ahead and launch. It's like this. I can actually switch to light mode as well, I believe. I'm sorry, dark mode. And then I can revisit this course. Both I can zoom in, both is in text and
the importance of emergency funds.
yeah, it has 3 chapters, which I can easily use. The benefit of this and what you'll get out of it is that instead of chatting with in a disorganized manner, this allows you to create structured courses that you can run and listen to before you go to sleep, or just fill your time. When you have just 5 minutes or 10 minutes worth, you can visit these courses back whenever, anytime you like. So AutoStreamer, you can download a free demo for from autostreamer.live. I'll put the link in the description. Mac version is coming soon. You can, if you click on the download free demo, it will take you to my Google Drive download. And these are the files you'll be downloading. AutoStreamerDemo.exe is the same thing as this, except with limited features. And if you wanted to download the full version, then click on this. Will take you to my Patreon shop, where it's currently only for $200 instead of $300. You can read all about it in the website. You do need an OpenAI API key for this to work. And sometimes this is a PyInstaller packaged PyQt Python application, so your McAfee or Malwarebytes may flag it as not good, but as a matter of fact, all you have to do is just make an exception for the program. And if you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord or ask me the question that you have in Discord. Well, thank you for watching, and do let me know what you think of this project. I was really proud of this one. And like I said, the code files will be available at Patreon. And I also have special tiers for one-on-one meetings with me, if that's something you're interested in. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.